All right, good morning, cyber traders. Let me just get a little hello. Good to see everybody. Good morning. Looks like everybody's on YouTube and Facebook. All right. Good to see you, Bonnie. Good to see you, everybody. Look good. All right, listen, I don't know if I don't want to jinx it so far, but I think we're having a pretty decent morning with certain stocks out here. A couple of things are making some nice pops. We're going to check them out. Monday was your typical crappy kind of day. I did good. I mean, I didn't meet my what I want to make. I wasn't negative, but I did. I did about half what I was supposed to make. But overall, something good to see you on YouTube. Thank you very much. But overall, it was a pretty decent day. But I'll tell you, I'm getting a little excited about what I'm seeing so far, what's going on this morning. There's a pretty good list here of some really good stocks. So a couple of things I just want to bring out. What's pretty interesting, I was watching the CEO talking about in Ford. Ford's doing great. I mean, they got this electric truck. I don't know if you guys you got to keep up with the times, because this is what leads into other things. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a vote that's going to go on this week for this $3.5 trillion infrastructure deal, whatever. It's not infrastructure, it's a little bit of everything. You got to look into it and see what it has, but it's got some incentives, and benefits with the Green New Deal and all that. But regardless of that, I mean, getting those incentives. Some of these, I mean, a lot of these cars are starting to go electric, and with those benefits, obviously, maybe that might help. It's not like they're giving, but they're still expensive. But I was watching an F-150. I couldn't believe what a gorgeous car, actually. But it's expensive. They're sold out for a year. These are the things that you got to look at if you want to swing trade. And when you see something like that, then you can see some of the stocks like that we found, like maybe Plug might make a move, or Workhorse, might make a move. A lot of these electric car stocks. So, it could be a new wave of what's going to happen with the COVID virus. So those are a couple of good things that you got to look at. So once again, Ford is my biggest position, Bill is saying. All right, well, Bill, you know what? It's one of my positions. Listen, BJ's actually done pretty well. CSQ, I've done pretty well with that. I'm still like up in the air what's going with this DraftKings, so it's not really doing too well for me today. But the big concern is, I don't know if you heard with Powell said, the chairman from the Federal Reserve. I know we have people all over the country. I don't know if you guys really pay attention too much, but they're really a little concerned about inflation. And listen, oil is at $75, and you know what? If it keeps going the rate it's going, we could see $4 or $5 a gallon, by maybe January. You know what I mean? Going into, I feel bad for the people who have oil in their house, if you don't have gas or whatever. But yeah, I mean, listen, then that's when they do that, it's going to start pushing people to buy more electric cars. So anyway, I would keep a very close eye on some of these, EV stocks, and anything that has to do with EV. I'm just still very curious about the batteries. The batteries are what's really taking care of. It's already $4 or $5 a gallon here in California, Norman says. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Oil fruit. I know. Listen, what was the big one? Boyle. You see Boyle? Not Boyle. Not Boyle. I spelled it wrong. Boyle just like literally took off. I mean, look at Boyle. I mean, we were watching this stock. I mean, just in June, it was at $20. What an unbelievable swing trade, on this ETF. Look, it almost hit 100 today. We've been watching the last just a couple of days ago, it was at 60. So yeah, I mean, they're moving. They're moving. So keep a close eye on that with all these futures and everything. Absolutely. Anyway, let's talk about what happened yesterday, because it wasn't the greatest day. But the CEI, I was talking about this last week, and I'm really ticked off because I had a really nice position. My issue, I say this all the time. Sometimes my position is too large, and then become too speculative. So I chickened out a little bit on that stock. I wish I held it, but whatever. But the stock is testing some major resistance here in February. So you got to be really, really cautious. That big resistance levels right a little bit above $3. But I said something was up with this stock at 150. It just kept holding here. It traded way too many shares, and it never really went down. I think Josh brought up, he said it's one of the mean stocks on the Reddit stock. So listen, CI, I mean, things been doing great. I know some of you guys did some swing trades on it here. And you didn't have to buy a lot of it, to do pretty well. But stock is already up about 100% just from within 3 days. It's up, it's up almost 1,000% in about 2 weeks. So that one did pretty well. AT, that one right there had a really nice push yesterday. I did pretty well on this one. It ran from like 520 all the way up to about 580. Very cheap little stock, not expensive. So there was a couple of those, but that typical Mondays, got to be really, really careful. But Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays we know are really good days. So we do got a couple of good stocks I want to keep an eye on. I want to start off with this DBGI. So we got their pen and paper ready. So this thing is just, what a beautiful chart on that one. That one is just gorgeous. Stock just basically popped right around that 8:30 time frame, which is, remember, we get 3 moves, one at 8 a.m., one at 8:30, and one at 9. So 8:30, you could see it ran from $3 to almost $5. It's starting to build a little bit of a Fausto flag. We got some resistance levels right above here, above 5. I want to hop over here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to even mention too yesterday, not to jump ahead, but these things have been doing great too. We did well on this one too. I've got to mention for some of you, Carnal just did phenomenal. I did well on that one. That went from 25.90 all the way to about 27. So I forgot to mention that one. Sorry about that, guys. But let's go hop over here on the DBGI. I'm going to pop over here on level 4. And just let it load up and see what we got going on over here. All right. So you got the iceberg orders sitting there right there. You could see it. Big iceberg. Wow, big guy came out here for about 60,000. Got about 26,000. It's holding here pretty tightly, right around 5. So it's been holding there for about the last 10 minutes. So we'll see how that works out. You could see that it's been having a tough time getting past right around that high right there. So it takes that guy out. It could be a good thing, but I would like to keep an eye on the guy that pulled his order. He was out there and then pulled it back. Remember, we saw that many of times, and we saw how that actually caused a very, very big pop in certain stocks. And that's why, and that's what we teach here. Got to follow the level 5, follow the level 4. SNOA, nice little move, nice little trend, pharmaceutical stock, but she's really not going up as much. She's up about 63%. Looks like she kind of found a little bit of sweet spot. She's testing these support levels around 7:30 this morning, and we'll see if she holds right there. That one looks pretty decent. A couple other ones. ZIVO came up on my watch list. This thing's up about 21%, 2.4 million shares traded. It's got some good volatility. Went from 3 up to 8, back down to 3. So be very careful. We know the stock. We traded a couple of days ago. So the stock does have its good volatility. Good spread right now, but we'll see how she opens up when the market trades. So that one did pretty well. ALF. This one just popped. Everyone remembers this one. We traded this back in June. It was $2.50. This bad boy went to $22. It was a great day trade. It was a phenomenal swing trade. Go back to your journals, read what you wrote on it, see how volatile it was. But as of right now, tier size look pretty good. It's going to probably be a category 2, but she's starting to trend down a little bit. She did test right below that 840. She's down to that 780. That's a pretty significant drop, 60 cents since about 815. But she holds here. Looks like she's at support levels. It'll be pretty good. But I remember the stock was really, really volatile. I think the stock was moving like in 10-cent intervals, which is pretty dangerous. CEI is going back on the watch list, so we know about that one. I'm going to put Ford on the watch list also. Because that one's looking pretty interesting also with that move right there. So that pretty much does it. I think, did I miss anything, anyone? Any stocks I'm missing? But it's Tuesday. It's the end of the month. Remember, the last day to pay period is not Friday. That's the new day of the month, which obviously no one likes to, do it. But Thursday's the last day of the pay period. Remember, the way traders work, they work from month to month, and they get their commission check. So they don't want to, don't think like, oh, like the end of the month's Friday. It's not. It's actually Thursday. Okay. Leaders talking about the DBGI. So yeah, it's starting to make a little bit of a move right there. You made about 29 cents on it, Neil. Nice, Neil. There you go. Let me just put that in Neil. Neil did pretty well right there. For some of you don't see that on YouTube, Facebook, I'll just put it in there. This is actually our trading room. Why is it not loading up for some of you? Neil did pretty well. Good way to go. Nice, Neil. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So Neil did pretty well on that. Neil in the trading room, platinum student, did pretty well on it. Good, not bad, you know. All right, everyone. So that pretty much does it. Listen, don't forget, you know what today is? Today's Tuesday, and what is Tuesday? We all know is Traders Talk Day. So we got no classes if you're a student today, but it's Traders Talk at 11. So don't forget, if you're in the cyber group room, don't go anywhere because it's one of the most popular workshops that we do here every week, Traders Talk. And if you're in cyber group, and if you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, you can always just click on the bottom, like us, friend us, do a quick trial. If you miss it, you can access those recordings, and it's a great way to kind of ask questions to some of our top instructors, including our famous Josh that runs it. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. We'll start commentary when the market opens up. Everyone on YouTube, Facebook Live, we'll see you back here at 2:30. Good luck, everyone. Be safe.